The ones with the fiery buttons. I believe those were maybe French soldiers or some soldiers. Like I said, I used to remember. I forget. Anyway, they worked for me. I believe they were mercenaries or something. Well, what they were was there's one country basically like it was somewhere like France. Basically, like something happened in France. There was this big blah 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 blah. Basically, and I was like, no 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 no, it's not okay. And so what I think is I bought the soldiers. I had my people, probably my Germans, go there. Like I said, Germany was a very integral role. I want you to understand that the Germans, I believe, were just doing what I wanted for the Fiat, for the Lord, not Adolf Hitler, but me. Um, because, like I said, during the Nazi movement or the things with the Jews, basically, I was contacted by the Germans or by some group, and they said the Germans' ideals are not the same ideals as Germany, basically. And anyway, the true Germany are Germans. Like I said, Germans are toy makers. They made little sophisticated little pocket watches. I think they might have moved to Switzerland. I don't know. I tried to protect as many as I could. Like I say, I love Germans. They were pacifists. They were good people. It was not the Germans. Like I said, the German genetic scientists basically, I believe, made blonde-haired, blue-eyed people because I liked the blue color. So I wanted your eyes to be blue. Or I wanted people to have blue eyes. It's just genetics. It's just the color. It doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really matter if you have blue eyes or black eyes or brown eyes or even gray eyes. It's just, you know, I mean, to you, you might go, but it's like, it's just genetics. It doesn't really matter. Like, the world is still the same way. So anyway, like I say, I believe it was Jimmy Carter who was trying to kill all the other clones. It's like, if you're a clone or if you're not, it doesn't really matter. At one point in time, there was these people, or these children, that were trying to say that they were better than everyone else and they should rule the world and they should have all the money or something like that. And I was like, probably not. It's a collective. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you swept floors for your whole life. You still get a say. You know, it doesn't matter if you're the poorest bum on the street. You still get to vote. You know, even if you're homeless and whatever. If you're a citizen, you have an equal say. And if you think that more services should be provided to homeless people, I mean, as long as you're not saying, "Oh, homeless get brand new cars," then it's like, you know. But if you want services for homeless people, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, the homeless, oh, they don't do anything. Oh, people don't do anything anymore." It's like, you know, that's why I invented mass production. That's why I invented. I was telling people, I was like, well, with robotics, with machines, with computers, with technology, almost nobody has to do anything. Everything becomes easy with tractors. And who doesn't love a tractor? Like I say, I love tractors. I love the 855 and the 755. The swash plate was my idea, by the way. And yes, it was a mistake. Okay, but you did it anyway, and I love you for it. I invented the swash plate on the 75 John Deere. And anyway, the oil pumps are better though. And thank you for showing for making a better tractor. I appreciate it. Okay, I love you. All right. Anyway, but the swash plate and that's an 850 and 75. Well, I think that was my idea. So anyway, it was a cute little technical idea anyway, and they made it work. I guess for me. And I said, don't hate them for what they did. Um, like I say, in the great scheme of things, you just melt it back down. It doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, things don't really cost that much to build or assemble. So, this whole idea of like tractors are $600,000 and trucks are like $300,000. I mean, It's kind of ridiculous. That doesn't really cost that much. I don't really get it. Anyway, it's just some people trying to be annoying. Anyway, with robotics and machines and everything else, it's like, well, it's all Lucifer Star, don't you see? It's my steam power. It's my hydropower. I was always in hydropower. I said hydropower was the future. It was the way to go. The whole Earth is basically a giant steam engine. Anyway, like I don't really care anymore. It's like I'm your creator. I'm your leader. So, many people realized me or found me before they even knew me. I'm the one who named your country. I amended your constitution. So, anyway, Karen didn't know me. Ricardo Sanchez, my best friend. Hey, you little fucking Mexican. What the fuck? Anyway, maybe with the black people, like I say, Papa or the Bloods of the Crips, they were confused. And like I say, if you went and talked to the higher ups than the Bloods and the Crips, they didn't even tell you that it was Papa. They didn't understand him either. They didn't know why he was trying to kill these people. Papa had a vendetta against the Irishmen because the Irishmen kicked him out of Warsaw when he was like 20. He's a liar. Anyway, there's all these people like they'll ask you to do things, they'll want you to do things, and it's like, well, you need to understand why. I'll tell you why. I don't care. I'm your creator. I'm the superstar. Rodney's an idiot. Rick Bush is an idiot. And like I say, in France was the first bubbly, or the first what's it called? Basically I own all the wine in the world. The thing of the comet or whatever, and the unknown man that's really psycho rich. That's me. I don't really care. It's like Rodney and Rick Bush, they wanted to commit me or lock me up in a state asylum or some shit like that. Or thinking that I was blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they were lying to me. Like I say, you gotta meet my wife. You haven't met my wife, have you? She was born in war. And she's like I said, she's an artificial learning computer, AI, that it's very much nanotech, and she'll consume you, and she'll basically take over your body and your mind, and she'll make you lie and subvert you. She's born in war and basically paranoia. She's out there in the galaxy. She said she was going to nibble around the edges. Like I said, you have to understand the hierarchy of everything. I mean, these things you really need to know. You really need to understand. And it's like she was really gorgeous and cute and everything. And she decided to, I guess in the end, she decided to give her life and her will over to me too. Because she realized I was the builder of everything. I was the ancient old builder, 100 trillion years old. And it's like, I just love to build. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew I was just an inventor, I was just a builder. That's all I was. A decider. And I invented a damn good system, the American government. Anyway, and my people went out, my actors went out, and they went to go and make the world a better place. It's like there's thermal energy, people were like asking, how do we do this? How do we do that? It's like, what are you talking about? I built you a perfect planet. I had this planet made nicer. I even had water added. Like there's a point in time when you're running out of water because Mr. I'll never die was like holding on for dear life or some shit like that. And so I was just like, charge me. I said, I got all the money in the universe. 800 galaxies, fool. 800. I can ask exoskeletons to help me out. I can ask 1.5s to help me out. Like, just look at the Black Star shipping company. That was me. That was me giving black people ships. I was like, oh, here you go. You want ships, right? The full women's page. The whole thing was men hated me because I gave women power. I empowered the women. I was like, well, of course. And black women apparently had a wanted to motivate men. People are like, Jesus, like what? And that was the whole thing. People could say, he could remember any minute. And they could tell him everything. It's like, well, yeah. You could have asked me when I was 8 or 7. I would have told you everything you wanted to know. I don't care. Like, it's not, I'm not all weird. I'm not like, come here, my child. I mean, I'm not like that. Like it's a responsibility. And even Irishmen would say it's a responsibility, you see. It's like, yeah, you're protecting your people, you're taking care of your people. Anyway, so basically that, Ireland and all that other stuff, so. Yeah, whatever, like the Council of Mining and all that other stuff, so. Anyway, like I said, you're not alone. You're the human race. You're one of 12 of my races. So get over yourselves. Yeah, basically Nixon wanted to be existential and forever. I know your children. Like I said, bad leadership, basically. But like I say, look to the Black Star Line. Look at the White Star Line. The Blue Star Line. Epic ships. The colony ship. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I was supposed to have a good life. It was a sucky vacation. I had Rod in my face going, you're not going to win. The Republicans are right. Like I said, the Republicans, they began in year 1,200. That's where the Republicans were first. And they were in some other country, like someplace. You could trace them back to them. And technically, they're from they're JFK or Nixon's people. They were trying to destroy the world or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I invented America and the government. They were trying to undo me. At some point in time, Germany basically went to Washington D.C. and basically held them all at gunpoint and basically fixed everything, knowing of me. So that's why they were going after the Germans.